Creativity is often thought of as something that belongs only to a select few, those who are naturally gifted artists, musicians, or inventors. The rest of us, we think, must just watch from the sidelines, admiring their talent and wishing we could tap into that kind of creativity. But here's the truth. Creativity is not a special gift, given to only a select few. It's a skill that can be developed by anyone. And the good news is that being more creative is easier than you think. The first step to unlocking your creative potential is to change your perspective on creativity. Most people think of creativity as something that involves creating works of art, paintings, songs, or books, but creativity is much broader than that. Creativity exists in everything we do. Whether it's coming up with new ideas at work, finding a unique solution to a problem, or even figuring out how to organize your space, creativity is at the heart of everything. It's about approaching challenges with fresh eyes and thinking in ways that are different from the norm. To become more creative, you need to start by embracing the idea that creativity is a skill, not a talent. This is a crucial shift in mindset. Talent implies that creativity is something you either have or don't have, but skill is something you can develop with time and practice. Think of it this way. Creativity is like learning to play an instrument. At first, you might struggle to play even the simplest melody, but the more you practice, the better you get. Creativity works the same way. The more you exercise your creative muscles, the stronger they get. One of the key aspects of creativity is the willingness to experiment and take risks. Many people get stuck in their heads, worrying about whether their ideas will be good enough or whether they'll fail. This fear of failure often prevents them from even starting. But here's the truth. Failure is not something to fear. It's a part of the creative process. Some of the best ideas come from failed experiments. In fact, failure is often a stepping stone to success. When you fail, you learn what doesn't work, and that brings you one step closer to finding what does. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. They're part of the journey. In many ways, creativity thrives on constraints. It might sound counterintuitive, but when you have fewer options or limitations, you can actually become more creative. Think of it like this. If you're given a blank canvas with no restrictions, it can be overwhelming. But if you limit yourself to using only certain colors or materials, it forces your brain to think in new ways and find innovative solutions within those boundaries. This is why constraints can be such a powerful tool for fostering creativity. Another important aspect of creativity is the environment in which you work. Your surroundings play a significant role in your creative output. If you're working in a cluttered, chaotic space, it's harder for your mind to focus and think clearly. On the other hand, if you create a space that is conducive to creativity, whether it's a clean desk, a cozy corner, or a room filled with inspiring objects, it can help you tap into your creative flow. The key is to find a balance between structure and freedom. While it's important to have an environment that allows for creative thinking, it's also essential to set aside time for your creative practice. Routine can help establish a rhythm, making it easier for your brain to get into the right mindset. Having set times for creativity ensures that you're consistently putting in the effort, even on days when inspiration feels distant. This doesn't mean you need to follow a rigid schedule, but regularity in your creative work will help you build momentum. Another common misconception about creativity is that it requires constant inspiration. Many people wait for a eureka moment, thinking that creativity will only strike when they're feeling inspired. But this is a myth. Creativity is not about waiting for inspiration, it's about taking action. In fact, the more you engage in the creative process, the more inspiration you'll generate. Inspiration doesn't just come out of nowhere, it comes from actively engaging with your work. The more you create, the more you'll find your mind making connections, forming new ideas, and sparking fresh inspiration. One of the most effective ways to increase creativity is to allow yourself to be curious. Curiosity is at the heart of creativity because it encourages you to explore new ideas, ask questions, and try things you've never done before. The more curious you are about the world around you, the more you'll start seeing opportunities for creative expression. The best part? Curiosity is something you can cultivate. Ask more questions, explore new topics, and engage in activities outside your usual routine. Doing this will help you connect ideas from different fields and bring a fresh perspective to your work. Sometimes the key to boosting creativity lies in changing your perspective. When you're stuck in a creative block, it can help to step back and look at things from a different angle. This could mean physically changing your environment, like moving to a different space or changing your routine, or it could mean mentally approaching a problem from a new point of view. Looking at things from multiple perspectives allows you to break free from rigid thinking patterns and explore new possibilities. Another essential component of creativity is embracing failure as part of the process. Too often, people avoid taking risks because they fear failure. But creativity isn't about getting everything right the first time. It's about experimenting, failing, and refining. Many of the most groundbreaking creative ideas came from failure, not success. Think of Thomas Edison's countless failed experiments before inventing the light bulb. He famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That mindset, embracing failure as a learning opportunity, is key to unleashing creativity. Creativity thrives on challenge. When things are easy, our minds don't stretch and grow in the same way. It's the struggle, the trial and error, that pushes us to think differently, to try things that might feel uncomfortable, and to eventually discover new and exciting solutions. This process, though difficult at times, is what makes creativity so rewarding. It's the journey of figuring things out, not the end result, that shapes your creative growth. To truly become more creative, it's crucial to embrace a mindset of continuous learning. The world is constantly changing and new ideas are emerging all the time. Keeping your mind open to new information and being willing to learn from others can fuel your creativity. Read books, listen to podcasts, attend seminars, whatever it takes to expand your knowledge and understanding of the world. Learning from others, especially people who think differently than you, can spark new ideas and perspectives you might not have considered before. At the same time, it's important to trust your own unique voice. In a world full of distractions and influences, it can be easy to start copying the work of others. But true creativity comes from finding your own path, expressing your own thoughts, and developing your own style. This doesn't mean you should avoid being inspired by others, but rather that you should focus on making your own voice heard. Don't be afraid to stand out, to be different, or to take risks with your creativity. Your uniqueness is what will make your work stand apart. Sometimes the biggest barrier to creativity is perfectionism. Many people feel like they need to create something perfect from the start, but this is a trap. Perfectionism can lead to procrastination, self-doubt, and fear of failure, all of which stifle creativity. Instead of aiming for perfection, aim for progress. Even if you feel like your work isn't perfect, it's important to keep moving forward. The more you create, the better you will get, and with each attempt, your ideas will evolve and improve. Creativity isn't just about doing it all on your own, it's also about collaboration. Working with others brings fresh ideas, different perspectives, and new approaches to problems. Sometimes we get stuck in our own heads, thinking our way is the only way. But when you collaborate with others, you're exposed to new ways of thinking that can help you see things differently and solve problems in innovative ways. Collaboration doesn't just apply to artists working together. It can benefit anyone, whether you're brainstorming with colleagues, discussing ideas with friends, or collaborating on a project with people from diverse fields. As you continue to develop your creativity, it's also essential to nurture your passion. Passion fuels creativity because it makes the creative process enjoyable and exciting. When you're passionate about something, it doesn't feel like work. It feels like play. The more you tap into what excites you, the more creative ideas will flow naturally. So, find what sparks your enthusiasm and dive into it with full energy. Let your passion drive you to create, experiment, and explore. One thing that many creative people overlook is the power of rest and relaxation. Creativity doesn't happen when you're constantly pushing yourself. In fact, overworking can lead to burnout and block your creativity altogether. It's important to take breaks, step away from your work, and allow your mind to recharge. Sometimes, the best ideas come when you're not actively trying to be creative. Give yourself permission to rest and let your subconscious mind work its magic. Often, after a break, you'll return to your creative projects with a fresh perspective and new insights. In the pursuit of creativity, it's crucial to develop a tolerance for uncertainty. Creativity often requires venturing into the unknown, and that can feel uncomfortable. But without uncertainty, there is no room for discovery. It's through taking chances, exploring unfamiliar territory, and allowing yourself to make mistakes that you uncover the true depths of your creative potential. Don't let the fear of the unknown hold you back. Embrace it as part of the creative process. Another way to tap into your creativity is by practicing mindfulness. When you're mindful, you are fully present in the moment, and this allows you to notice things you might otherwise overlook. Creativity thrives when you're able to engage deeply with your surroundings, whether you're observing nature, people, or your own thoughts. Mindfulness helps you tune into your inner ideas and connect with the world in a way that sparks creativity. Take moments throughout your day to pause, breathe, and truly observe what's around you. These moments of stillness can ignite new ideas and fuel your creative energy. Additionally, you need to break free from routine every now and then. Routine can be helpful for productivity, but it can also stifle creativity if you don't step out of it from time to time. Doing something different, whether it's traveling to a new place, trying a new hobby, or simply changing your daily habits, can open your mind to new ideas and experiences. These breaks from routine allow your brain to reset and approach problems with a fresh outlook. Creativity doesn't have to be difficult or elusive. In fact, the more you understand and nurture it, the easier it becomes. Creativity is about being open to new ideas, embracing imperfection, experimenting without fear, and trusting in your own unique voice. The process itself, though sometimes challenging, will bring you moments of joy, accomplishment, and discovery. To summarize, becoming more creative is not about waiting for the perfect moment or waiting for inspiration to strike. It's about putting yourself in a position where you can take action, experiment, and learn. It's about adopting a mindset that views failure as part of the process, not something to fear. It's about embracing challenges, finding your own voice, collaborating with others, and nurturing your passion. It's about developing creativity as a skill that grows over time, and the more you nurture it, the more natural it becomes. So, stop waiting for the perfect idea and start creating now. Remember, creativity is easier than you think, and it's available to everyone. Whether you're solving a problem, exploring a new hobby, or simply thinking about how to approach your day differently, creativity is a powerful tool you can use in all areas of life. So, embrace it, nurture it, and most importantly, have fun with it. Creativity isn't just a process, it's a way of living. And once you start embracing it, you'll find that it becomes one of the most enjoyable and rewarding aspects of your life.